Recording. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Witches and Wine. This is the show where we talk about witchy stuff and we drink wine. Clink and drink, everybody. Oh, you don't have anything to clink. Okay, then clink to you guys.
Salute.
Salute. All right. So I'm your hostess with the mostest, Lola Stardust, and here with me I have my wonderful husband, Silenus. And before we start talking to these awesome guests that we have here, he's going to tell us about the wine that we are drinking this episode. So go ahead, sweetie.
Right, thank you, honey. Hi, guys. Tonight I chose a Vacqueyras. This is out of the Rhone Valley in France. It is a 50% Syrah, 50% Grenache wine. Nice and dry, very smooth and elegant. Has little cherry notes and a lot of floral notes in it. When you go look at the wine, you're going to find it between $25 and $35 a bottle. Excellent style of wine. It's one of the more elegant wines that come out of the Rhone Valley. And I chose the Domaine Le Colombier as the vineyard source tonight. So
Fancy.
if you can find it, get your hands on it. Pairs wonderfully with a light tomato pasta dish or a nice salad in the afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and step out now and have our coven mate Isleen come join, and then we'll get the party started.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Get on over here, Isleen. Oh, watch
Just
out for
sit on the
dog.
pup.
There,
I gotta sit on the dog. That's what you do. Around here,
Oh.
you just sit on the dog.
All right, yeah, we sit on dogs here. All right, so as you can see, viewers, we have three beautiful souls here that are going to be our guests this evening. And why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself first, Lawrence Lerner? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and who you are?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on tonight. So as Lois said, my name is Lawrence Lerner. I run a venture capital fund here in Seattle, 25, 30 years in tech, helping to launch everyday technology that you'd see from cell phones to the coupons you get in grocery stores. I've been on the pagan path since I was in my 20s. I'm a Wiccan priest, president currently of Pagan Pride here on the western side of Washington State, and am part of a number of different pagan initiatives and interfaith initiatives. And tonight we're going to talk about the Pagan Federal Credit Union and what's been going on there since the end of last year.
Woohoo! Thank you for introducing yourself. And we also have up there in the corner, Jason Fletcher. Hi, Jason. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Jason Fletcher. I've been a pagan for all of my adult life, so I'm going to be 42 this year.
Yeah.
I have three boys. As far as stuff I do in the community, we've done some vending at PPD. We've hung out with the Starwood crowd for a number of years, things of that nature. I've also been in banking for about 10 years. So back in October, when Oberon Zell initially made his post about pagans having their own financial institutions, I was the one pagan banker that kind of stood up and said, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And so I took the next step of creating the Facebook group. So I was the Facebook's group creator, and I basically function as the group scribe. When we have our meetings, I take the minutes down and all that sort of thing. So, that's my contribution, and I really want to see this project take off because I think that pagans deserve to have their own financial institutions. Why shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Thank you for that introduction. And then there on the bottom corner, we have the lovely Beth Laferriere. Laferriere.
From the side camera. Hi, my name is Beth Laferriere. I am a business owner, witch, and herbalist, and have been for let's just say more than 40 more years than Jason has.
Years.
Yeah, well, yeah, plus years. exactly. We'll just call it that.
Yeah.
When I first heard about the Pagan Credit Union project, I had thought back to some other efforts that had tried to get off the ground before the internet became such a huge thing for all of us.
Yeah.
And they had frazzled, and I was like, no, let's make sure that this one keeps going. And so I joined in as a business owner and as a former HR professional to bring my experience to that with what limited legal knowledge I do have of business organization. And then when I met Jason and Lawrence, who were already in on it, I was like, oh my goodness, yes, let's get this going. And that's where I am. I'm sitting here and I just got done with work for the day because once a year I have a major family reunion that I cater, and it happens to be this week. So
Oh wow.
I'm in my car, so you guys will have to have an extra sip for me.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate. Let's clink and drink to that. And
That actually sounds like great wine.
we appreciate you guys joining us from you're on the East Coast or the Eastern.
Right.
East Coast.
Yeah, East Coast.
Right. I'm in Akron, Ohio, and you're in southern West Virginia. So.
Yep. And then you have us West Coasters over here. We just started drinking, so.
Right.
It's early.
We're nationwide tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So, well, you guys kind of answered the question I was going to ask. How did this come to be? Someone had mentioned Oberon had brought something up, and can you expand on that a little more? Anyone that wants to expand on what his idea was, and did you guys just right away say, hey, let's do this, or what kind of happened after he brought it up?
So let me, we've talked to a number of people in the community, and this is not the first time that people have brought it up. Manny from the Wild Hunt had suggested that he's been talking about this probably for more than 20 years. And as we've met other people, all of them have said, this is a great idea. But when we started, and Beth and Jason jump in, the question was not so much do we need a bank or a credit union, is do we need financial literacy and that help for all of the pagans who don't always have the access for reasons. There have been articles published about people not being able to get or use or continue with Square or Etsy accounts or other things because of their business practices from those organizations. So we asked, what do people need? They've said they want financial literacy, learning how to plan for savings. And what we ended up finding was it really was a better way to do it through a credit union, which is really different than a bank. And we go into that. In many ways they're the same, in many ways they're different. So lots of people brought this up. Oberon was the latest incarnation and drove it forward. And it became a conversation at Parliament of World Religions in Toronto in November.
That's right, yeah.
Can I ask?
Hold on, we got a question from the audience.
What basis are you guys going for to present the idea of a credit union to? How do you present that to the government to get the status?
Okay, well, the first thing we need to do is we need to get groups who are established as churches and have valid membership to sign on and say, we like this idea, and we would present it to our members in that way. That's where it gets a little difficult with us all being pagans. There's not a whole lot of groups that are large groups. So we're approaching every group that is legally incorporated as a church.
Okay.
And say, look, do you like the idea? That's all we're asking right now.
Yeah.
If we get enough that say, yeah, we like the idea, then we can move forward with the federal regulations.
Okay.
Yep. Great question.
Yeah, that's a good question, Silenus. Thank you. Was there anything that, because I'm not a financial, this is Greek to me. Anything financial, I mean, I know I put my money in a bank and then I, bitch and moan when I overdraft because that's my life. But is there a was there a need for it because there was like discrimination against pagan groups having that access? Anyone
Beth,
want
you
to
want
take
to say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the issue that we have. Square, Facebook shops, Etsy, they have all had issues with other business owners of the pagan faith, and also as a greater thing too, I'm an herbalist, so my stuff as herbal medicine also gets thrown off. But all of our esoteric issues, like merchandise, beautiful handcrafted things that people make, sometimes will not, you as a consumer will never see that because they act as gateholders to that. So then PayPal and all these other companies have a mistrust for pagan-based businesses. So that's one of the things that we're hoping with the credit union to get that out there and going. Sorry, I lost my light again.
She disappeared.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
It was magic.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So
that's one thing from a business standpoint, but also for you. Okay, you as a consumer, you say you go put your money into your account and you don't really think about it until you get an overdraft fee. What if when you're putting your money into that bank account, instead of it going into a bank account, it's going into a credit union that's owned by you, because that's how credit unions operate.
Yep.
So you're a partial owner of it. You then yourself as an individual can help with other business owners or the witch over across town who wants to finance her home.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I never even thought about that. Yeah. So
exactly. So then that's where the Pagan Credit Union comes in.
Okay.
So that we can all support each other.
Yeah. And is there, thank you, sweetie. Is there, so let's say there's a coven that wants to get, what is it, honey, again? I always forget it.
The 501c.
The 501c, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yep.
The 501c3.
Or 501c3, yeah. That, and is that, then would that be the best route is to have a what?
The 503c, 513c, that's how you're recognized by the government as a religious nonprofit.
Okay.
And that's how you get your tax status, and that's how you're able to get your EIN number to do all the stuff you need to do to get banks and all that.
Okay, and then that would be like the best route, or in our opinions, to go to a pagan credit union to support the covens, even if there are only 8 people or small, no, like a small church, I guess. Is that
the way that it works is that it's all member owned. So the members create a board of directors who make all of the rules, and the members vote on all of the rules. So that small coven might be coming for a business loan if they want to get a church, they want to get a loan for something. And then it's all the other members who are putting their money in to lend to them. And because the credit union has something that's different than a bank called field of membership. And that membership has to be well defined. In our case, it's going to be pagans who belong to churches, and we'll work out how we get solitaries and others into it. But that allows for those organizations to work with and understand their needs, whereas if you go to a bank, there's a much steeper learning curve for them.
Yeah.
Yep. To get a credit union status, what is the bare minimum number of memberships you guys have to have?
So the NCUA, which is the National Credit Union Association, wants to see 250 people who've sort of signed up and said, hey, we think this is a good idea. They're not members yet. They're not actually contributing anything. They're really putting together a petition. It's a survey, which is on our Facebook group, which we'll get to. And then they want to see that there is a large enough minimum, about 3,000 people. So you see credit unions for companies, for cities, for teachers unions, things like that. And that's where they're looking for those minimums.
Okay. Now, does anyone else have any questions?
I have one other one.
My husband has lots of questions.
No,
It's good.
this is very interesting to me, and I've been curious about it since I first heard about it, but I haven't really got to delve into it. So, say you're a pagan, but you're not part of a recognized group or anything, and it is established. Are you able to use the services?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay, so you don't have to come in with any credentials to say I'm with this group to accommodate.
Yeah, like the teachers credit unions are like that. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then I had a list of questions. I want to make sure over there. Can you explain the purpose and how it'll work?
So any solitaries out there that are interested in this, that means you can sign up.
Yeah. So solitaries can.
Right. Once we're established and we're up and running, yeah, absolutely. We're interested in the larger organization to get our to get our chartering docs together and everything. But once we're together and we're functioning, absolutely, we'd be wide open to solitaries.
That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So right now, go ahead.
Go ahead. I wanted to mention that at this point in time, we're still just organizing. We're not taking money. We're not asking for money. We're not doing anything. We are simply getting to the filing processes that the National Credit Union regulations require.
You're sending out feelers.
Yeah.
Well, getting letters of interest.
Yeah.
Right.
And you read my mind because that was my next question was where are you in the process?
Right.
Do you foresee when do you have the fortune teller crystal ball that could give us an idea of when this would be active or?
I have said that we will have our federal paperwork filed by the end of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Been drinking.
This is something we got together as a group and we said, look, we're going to do this. We're going to have it ready. Lawrence and Jason and Oberon as well behind the scenes have all been making some great strides in making sure that we're moving forward with this process.
I think this is so fascinating. And when I first heard about it, I just was like, this is such a great idea. And what I want to know is how can the pagan community get involved to help? Is there something that you would like them to know to help out or what can we as the pagan community do to help?
Jason, you want to handle that one?
Pass the word.
Yeah.
we really need some more pagan bankers. That would really help us. If there are any pagans out there that are involved in finance and are working in the banking industry, we need your support. We really would love to see you, and would encourage your participation. Absolutely.
Auditors, accountants, people in banking. The Pagan Federal Credit Union is the name of the group on Facebook, and we can share a link with you that you can put up. So people to join that, participate, churches that are interested, all of the forms are in the file section. They can reach out to one of us. I'm coming to Starwood next week, so would love to meet lots of people. And Jason and Beth are super active in the community and always out and about at pagan events.
I've read your guys' files and you have wonderful transparency, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, I like that too.
It doesn't, a lot of it is, jargon that I don't understand, but I appreciate having the access to it because it's very nice to know that this is valid, this is the real thing, and the transparency is very important. And I appreciate you guys being very
there's no backroom dealings.
Yeah, no backroom dealings. I appreciate you guys being very upfront.
Right.
We've got just about a minute or two, so I don't want to let you guys, I don't want to, we got the midnighters over here might fall asleep. Please add whatever other information, anything else you want to get out there, you want to say about it. Have we covered a good amount?
Hey, I'd say come look us up on Facebook.
Okay, and we'll put the link in.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description when we do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will also have a presence at several different Pagan Pride events across the country. So if you yourself or anybody who watches this broadcast, if they're involved in their local Pagan Pride and would like the flyers to hand out, get
Yeah.
in touch with us. We'd be more than happy to send you the PDF of it so you can print it out and hand it out to folks and let more people know about it, because let's face it, we all know that not everybody is on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's true. Facebook is the bane of a lot of people's existence.
Some people joined
And then
regret
leave.
it.
Yeah, it's love-hate with Facebook. It really is.
Would you guys be able to send us that link to Lola so that we can give it out to our local community members that we know?
Which link?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. That would be awesome. Well, I just think this is awesome, and it makes our religion valid.
Yeah.
I think it really
it's
makes
sort
it
of
valid.
another,
Yeah.
it's another
Another
layer
piece of
to the
legitimacy.
validation, and
I think it's
process.
important that we have you guys doing this. It gives me hope for our future, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And thank you so much for sharing this with us. I've been really Lawrence and I love Lawrence. He's one of my favorite people. So I'm really glad you did this, and I would love for you to come on again, Lawrence, so we can talk about some witchy stuff and just have a good time. I'm having Rebecca on next week,
Yay.
so I'm excited about
What, my
that.
girlfriend's gonna be here?
Yes. My husband calls Rebecca his girlfriend.
No, you
No,
call
I
her-
call Rebecca his girlfriend because when he first met Rebecca, he said, "Oh my God, he has the biggest crush on her." She knows about it too, so this isn't a secret.
Oh, I'm planning to meet her on. That's why I'm going to Ohio first to see her.
You're going to see. Oh my God, tell her hello and give her a big hug. We
Yeah,
love her. We love her very much. So
And I miss her.
tell her Lola's husband misses her.
I do.
Well, thank you so much for being here this evening. And for anyone that's watching this, if you have any questions, if you want to be on our show, if you just are curious what makes us tick, then you can email us at
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
what was that email address again?
crossroadscoven@gmail.com.
So remember to always be kind to one another and walk with the goddess. And until next time, blessed be and clink and drink, everybody. Clink and drink. Bye. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the
you.
recording. And
Hey, if you guys ever want to be a guest on the show, Jason,
yeah.
get a hold of us and we'll let you guys on and we'll talk about some subject you guys are interested in.
Yeah, if you want to talk about something you're interested in, then definitely be on the show. So
Sounds like fun. Thank you.
Herb stuff's fun too.
yeah, yeah. Herbs, Beth. Herbs.
Okay.
You heard?